It's that boy Fred, host of FanvVew podcast. Tune into the NOTN app, weekdays, 3:30 for the FanvVew podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanvVew podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Skyler Green, former LSU wide receiver, former Saints wide receiver, and you're watching the FanView podcast. When Donnie Harris became my fullback, that changed the whole game plan. You know what I'm saying? Because Donnie was a bowling ball himself. Mm-hmm. They used to cheat us, bro. Man, they used to cheat the hell out of us, bro.
Man,
man.
That one poke, man. That the referee's just gonna side for.
This will put one shout out Justin Jefferson, bro. You know what I'm saying? For his contract that he got, being a Louisiana guy, you know. Proud of him, you know what I'm saying? Very happy for him. Always remember that, you know what I'm saying? It's not for long. NFL, not for long. And they mean that, you know what I'm saying?
Welcome back to the FanView podcast. It's your boy G Sports in the building.
Coach Hurricane Hen back at it again.
And we back for another episode on the FanView podcast, man. Got a special legend in the building.
Yeah.
Probably top 5 Louisiana football player all time. Well, at least he in my top 5.
Hell, bro, I appreciate it.
You know, when COVID hit and everybody was sitting around, you remember the list?
Yeah.
Right, I think I had him 2, 3.
I think you had him 2.
2, maybe 3.
2. You know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just paying homage to, you know, some of the greats that came before us, man. Well, actually, same year, graduated same year, 2000.
No, he 2. He
02? All right.
02,
yeah.
You're right.
02. I'm the younger cousin.
Right. Paying homage to, you know, some of the greats that came before us, man. You know, did your thing at LSU. Went on to get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, man, and you did some great things in the community, training kids, and you know you keep giving back to the camp they have at Nichols every year, or the pro football camp it's called.
Yeah, pro football combine camp.
No doubt. Just always been a student of the game, man. Always been watching you since high school. Friday night football, looking in the Advocate, looking in the Homer Courier, because that's where I'm from. Mm-hmm. Keeping up with you all those years, bro. You inspired a lot, but man, we always like to start our FanView podcast all talking about your journey, man. Skyler, man, take us back. You know, growing up, when did you fall in love with the game of football, man? And how did football put you in a position, man, to be able to go play at a prestigious university like LSU, win a national championship, and get drafted in the 4th round by the Dallas Cowboys?
Man, it all started, you know, with got a cousin named Reggie in Bridge City. When I was growing up in Bridge City, when we moved down here from Donaldsonville. And my cousin just always would ask my mom. I'm probably like 6, 7 years old, you know what I'm saying? And he'll always ask, Gladys, let that boy come out here and play some football. Let him come play some football. All he want to do is run around, you know? So me running around led to me going to Bridge City Playground. Reggie seemed to elude my mama of me getting hurt, you know, and just avoiding the fact that possibility of getting hurt, you know.
Right.
Wouldn't let that go through her mind to get me to come out there. So I went out there, played, fell in love with the game.
You had some success early on?
I had a lot of success early on at the playgrounds, man. It was like I scored 6 touchdowns a game, 7 touchdowns a game. You know, my oldest brother, he always used to come out there talking about, I think it's you just scared of him. You're scared to get hit. The object for me is running the ball is not to get hit. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed running the ball, man. You know, it was exciting. Then I went to Henry Ford. Middle school, junior high at the time, you know, because it was junior high when we was back in school.
Right.
So seventh grade. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
7th grade.
Yeah.
Because 6th grade will be middle school.
Yeah.
So it was 7th grade. 7th grade, I'm going to junior high school at Henry Ford. and I didn't get to play much, but I played because we had Troy Stackhouse
I remember
and
Stack.
Jerome Victor
the Bucks.
in junior high. You know what I'm saying? Them boys was
And you had Bruce.
yeah, them boys was running the ball, man. You know, so I ain't get my opportunity right away, but when I did, you know, I made the best of it.
Mhm.
And
So what position you was playing in junior high?
I was playing the wing back.
All right, so y'all ran a wing T.
Yeah, we ran a
Gotcha.
wing T, and I was the wing back, and I used to be that little motion guy coming around, and I used to get the ball every now and again, and you know, scored a few touchdowns in middle school. It wasn't until my ninth grade year, really,
Mhm.
to where we really did pretty good in junior high, where we won the district championship, the parish championship. And that same team we had then went on to Higgins,
Mhm.
and we pretty much won the district championship it was our junior year. I think it was our junior year, and by that time, you know, I was playing running back at first when I first got to Higgins. Then
Mhm.
all the coaches we had, Coach Lambert, Corey
Mhm.
Lambert.
Yep.
Corey Lambert was like, we want the best player with the football in his hand all the time. And I could always remember hearing him say that. And got put at quarterback. And
So how you felt about that transition? Because I always wanted to know your thought process on playing quarterback, and I know y'all ran that Ville, but like,
mhm.
how did you take that?
I
transition?
just never saw myself playing quarterback before, you know.
Mhm.
I can tell you how he took it. Get the hell out the way.
Yeah.
Because it's like when they put him at quarterback. I remember the practice. Put him at quarterback. We had an all-world middle linebacker named
Carlos Poole.
and a weak side linebacker named Willie Triggs. Triggs, believe as fast as Skyler is, Triggs was always like a half a step when they ran the hundreds. So and he was
Swole.
You didn't want to get hit by Triggs.
Right.
You really didn't want to get hit by Carlos, but you didn't want to get hit by Triggs. And Coach Myers was full contact, everybody live
In practice.
Lord, that's how they did it back then.
In practice.
That's how they did it back then.
And
Though.
the first-
They ain't on no gun.
First
In
time
practice.
Yes. He was down there just that's all he was doing all practice. And we went live. He went to Reed and Carlos blew up Boss. He pulled it, and there go Triggs. And he just took off and he scored, and they was like, we got something.
But you see, the thing is about that, the funny part about that is when I had Jerome Boss and when I had Troy,
Mhm.
it was more of eye formation and you know
Okay.
different things like that. But it wasn't like the wing T after Coach Lambert left and went on to John Everett at the time. And then Coach Schroeder came as the offensive coordinator.
Mhm.
And when Coach Schroeder got there, he went back to the wing T, and we started running the veer. Then really running the veer option, midline,
Mhm.
the different forms of option. And when he was teaching it to me, he was like, "You got to worry about this man right here," you know. And when we don't block that person, and you realize that's the free man, you got to manipulate him with this football. You know what I'm saying? So when Donnie Harris became my fullback,
That changed everything.
That changed everything. When Donnie Harris became my fullback, that changed the whole game plan. You know what I'm saying? Because Donnie was a bowling ball himself. So when I faked the option to Donnie going midline, everybody think Donnie getting it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody think Donnie holding on to
Aaron and Mish.
Yeah, you know, everybody think Donnie holding on to that ball. And then when somebody hit him, I'm pulling it out of there. And I'm running right behind him, you know? And that was the trick for me, you know what I'm saying?
But what I don't understand is everybody knew what y'all was gonna do.
Everybody
Couldn't stop it. Like,
At
what
all.
was the secret to that Ville? And I know part of it is because you was an elite player, but I just don't understand how.
I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Donnie and the mesh that me and Donnie had, nobody could stop that mess right there. It was just
Big
it was-
George was one of y'all.
Yeah, and then our offensive line was
Big
was
George. Yeah,
serious.
Big George, one of them
Everybody,
sick.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
The smallest person
Was the center? Yeah,
Stone Cold, and he a Marine.
yeah, he a Marine.
To show you how crazy he was.
Josh, yeah.
But I think what changed it for us, especially like you knew Boss was getting the ball.
Yeah.
You had to split the carries between Boss and Stat because they were both elite, and then you had a rising sophomore and Skyler at quarterback to deal with it.
Yeah.
But you also had weapons like Emil Bryant, Lamont Ford.
Yeah.
Didn't touch the ball that year.
Lyman.
Yeah, Lyman Davis that didn't touch the ball that year. Then when Coach Schroeder came in and you went true wing T, you have to worry about Donnie, who had almost 1,500 yards rushing. You had Benny, who's part of my class. Benny had almost 1,500 yards.
And then the mesh even got even better with Benny. Because Benny started doing it real good with how we had the mesh, and it's nobody didn't know whether he was getting it or I was keeping it. So it was that illusion right there made it.
And y'all never threw the ball.
Barely ever threw it.
Like we drew, like
maybe 3 or 4 times.
I never got behind the sticks.
No,
that's crazy.
Like one or two times. Like the games that we got behind the sticks
was like good teams. Yeah, real good teams.
Like Carl, we got it behind the sticks. Carl.
And Baton Rouge Catholic too in the playoffs
because of Doug. Man, Doug Platcher. Yeah. He didn't do nothing at LSU. Matter of fact, he signed to LSU.
Yeah, at LSU
with
Doug Platcher. He ended up playing offensive line.
In high school, this kid was 6'7", 350, and you could not do nothing.
Throwing people out the way. Come here.
You could not do nothing with him. So the mesh game was all gone. But I think what Skyler don't get enough credit for was he was unselfish. Like Skyler was like, if you had to be on the sideline to see it.
And to hear Coach say, I wanted you to keep the ball.
Right.
Right. Skyler would score a touchdown, and we all had we just had this one little setup because the part of Avondale we from is Kennedy Heights. So we just came up with this the little arm. Every time Skyler would score, it was like nothing flashing, nothing like that.
Yep.
But if anybody else on the team scored, Skyler is like sprinting down, jumping on. Like he was more happy to see the team score than him score. Yep. And that's what made it deadly because Skyler could have kept it and scored.
Yep.
Donnie bust a 50-yard run.
Yeah.
Next play, Skyler could have kept it again, but he didn't give it. But he pitched it to Benny. Benny got 20. Skyler could have kept it, but he changed because our play call was simple. It was number system. We go 121, 929, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Coach Schroeder be like 121, keep.
Yeah.
and then Skyler get the huddle. All right, guys.
Serious rap.
We got 929 waggle.
Yep. Waggle turn it to the keep.
Turn it to the keep and he made it like a stretch speed option because he knew the whole time I'm gonna throw the ball to Lyman. Lyman not gonna drop the ball, but everybody gonna come in. They gonna
we had Derek Wilkes.
That came your senior year and all that stuff.
Yep.
It was crazy. Phillip.
All them boys, man.
A lot of people see y'all Pistol Wheel State Championship team.
I think
Coach Bryce Brown, the head coach at Carl, says this all the time that 02 team should have won a state championship.
We should have went to state. We should have went to. We should have had an opportunity to go to the Superdome. I say that.
We all lost to that year.
We lost to.
Was that
Baton Rouge Catholic?
Yeah, that was Baton Rouge Catholic.
And then my junior year, we lost to St. Aug.
We wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, we wasn't ready for
St. Aug. St. Aug, that's what Sylvester McGrew, Michael Franklin, all that. I'm
gonna tell you something though. If Donnie wouldn't have been hurt,
that would have changed everything.
That would have changed everything. Donnie was hurt, man. I'm telling you, because I'm telling you, that was my whole way of running the option. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And without Donnie, it was hard, bro. Because Big Perry Davis is the defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? He smashing up front. You know what I'm saying? He ended up going to Grambling. You know what I'm saying? But Big Perry was smashing stuff.
Yeah.
They had
that safety.
Brandon Spencer.
Yeah.
Brandon Spencer, R.I.P. B. Spence, went to Tulane. And But he came down on me a couple of times in the game. I'm talking about, man, that was a football team. They had a lot of D1 guys on that team.
Nah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
So, and I'm weighing home. I'm just a sports head. Like he'll tell you, I'm a sports fanatic, right?
Yeah.
I'm keeping up with all this.
Uh-huh.
And your name is like ringing. We all at school talking about, man, this dude Skyler Green. I remember like we used to leave. I couldn't wait to get home from our game to go watch Friday Night Football to just
Everybody tell me that.
Yeah, like
everybody tell me that.
I want to see what Skyler did this Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Just being real.
Respect.
So when your name started ringing, not only in the city, but around the country, in the state of Louisiana, as one of, or if not the top prospect, how you handled all that success and all that publicity you was getting?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, it was a teacher named Miss Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She held me together, bro. It was.
And she is an Alabama alum.
And she's an Alabama alumni.
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
listen. She Miss Wallace used to get me whenever she was like, whenever I didn't have a lunch when I was in high school. I had lunch, but I didn't have an actual lunch, go outside and go hang out with everybody. I was always in Miss Wallace or Miss Gardner classroom.
Why?
And we would get Popeyes, Burger King, whatever
special
you
treatment.
wanted, you know what I'm saying? You'll get whatever you wanted, but you're doing your work too. That
Okay.
you're either behind on, you're getting tutored and all of this. You know what I'm saying? So in the process of me always being in there, Miss Wallace used to always tell me. She used to see it. She see the coaches coming to the school asking about me and different stuff like this. She was like, Skyler, she'll point at the lights. You're in the spotlight, you know. You just think about it. Whenever you're in the spotlight or whenever you somewhere, the light is always on you. So people are looking at that. People are watching you, and you don't wanna damage yourself as far as getting yourself in trouble with anything because the spotlight is always on you. And I used to always keep that in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I used to always think about that.
Damn.
Now, Ski, I want to ask you this because I know the answer for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know the answer for me. When did you realize you were special in football? Because like track, you know, like for the longest, I was like, especially when you was like about to do the Junior Olympic trial, like man, that's what he gonna do. Because I knew you didn't like getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
I knew if you had to go to if you went to college, it was gonna be
track.
You know what I'm saying? Track because the spot that you had to play, and I think that was, you know, a credit to our family and stuff. The spot that you had to play was gonna be receiver. And outside of that one spring when we had the wine, they never you never got
a chance to practice
play,
at
you know what I'm saying?
receiver, yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
I was like, he gonna go track. He gonna go track. When did you realize that football was it?
Man, when I went to LSU, I got to LSU.
Hold on. You telling me you ain't know you was him till you got to LSU?
You think?
Like that, for real. I'm serious. Listen, when I got to LSU, I knew I was good in high school, you know, park ball coming up. I knew I was good. But when I got to LSU, that's when I really knew.
Okay.
Because I wanted to run track. And when I went to track, my freshman year, I competed in 2 track meets, 2 indoor meets, and I won both of them. I'm like, man. I said, man, I need to get faster. I wanted to get faster. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I don't know. I really want to stay for this whole track season. And then Coach Saban was in my ear telling me, hey, we need you for spring. Can't miss none of this football practice, you know. We need you for spring. So that's when I started realizing, I was like, Coach Saban, now this is going into my sophomore year. Coach Saban was like, we're trying to get you the ball more, so we need you here attending practice.
To know the plays and stuff.
Yeah, to know the plays and stuff like that. So when I realized that, and then I started getting more opportunity, and then the season came, and we played against Arizona. Played against Arizona in Arizona. And we beating these people like 49-7, I think it was. And Coach Saban called me to go back and return a punt. My first punt return of my college football career, bro. I got back there. I'm nervous. I'm trembling. Like the song said, I'm nervous and I'm trembling. Hey, bro, I'm nervous. I'm back there. I'm like, oh, man, I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know what's about to happen. So I catch the ball, and I'm talking about, I forget who the punter was, but he gave me it was a good punt, too. It was deep, but he out-kicked his coverage.
Right.
So when you out-kick your coverage, you got nothing but time to kind of do what you want to do back there. So I'm back there. I run to the left. Everybody coming. I'm like, oh, everybody coming this way. Put my foot in the ground, go all the way back right. You know what I'm saying? Then my whole wall. And then I see LaRon Landry. Come this way. So I go that way. And it was closed curtains after that. You know, that was a 67-yard punt return for a touchdown to add another touchdown on the board after we already demolishing these people. And
they got your confidence up.
Yeah, they got my confidence up real good. But at that same time, I got a personal foul penalty called on me for excessive celebration. But I didn't even celebrate though. That's the killer part. I was running so fast, bro. I'm gonna get back to the track stuff we was talking about. I was running so fast. I ran out the back of the end zone, and I was just they got the stands in Arizona. It's right behind the end zone.
Yeah.
So I'm running with my hand in the air, like, yeah, you know, just saying to myself, like, yeah, you know, my first touchdown. I'm like, oh, yeah. Holding my hand up, and the fans, as I run by, slapping my hand. So the referee thinking I'm high-fiving people. And he threw the penalty. I'm trying to tell Coach Saban, I ain't high. Met me at the 20-yard line, chewing me out. Skyler, get over here. You know, boy, I'm like, oh, man. I'm thinking that's going to be my last time right there.
Right.
I ain't going to never get a chance to do this again. But right there, that was like me knowing that I could play at that level. You know what I'm saying? On the college stage, big time games, you know what I'm saying? I was ready for whatever at that point. And it was just always motivating to go out there and knowing everybody in the country is watching you. You know what I'm saying? That was my number one motivating thing. You know what I'm saying? I was a ultimate competitor. You know what I'm saying? Because I hated to lose. You know what I'm saying? I always tried to win in everything. So that was my thing, man. It was just whenever I got out there and I got that opportunity, I was like, man, I'm about to take over.
Yeah.
You know? So
you
at LSU.
Hold on, G. So I got 4 instances where I knew you was that guy. And it's crazy, like you know, we grew up together, like from family. So I seen it.
And if you think about the high school game, that East Jeff game,
that's one of them.
I know this shit about to say that East Jeff game. I had 19 carries for 465 yards.
That's the one in the
I
rain.
think I remember that.
That's the one
in the rain.
In the rain.
Going down, ran 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And Justin
You know what I'm
Vincent,
saying?
he broke the record, and then the next day, Justin Vincent broke the record.
And then after Justin broke the record, then Bartholomew and Bell Chase broke it the next week. Yep.
So when you came from Bridge City Playground to Kennedy Heights, so Kennedy Heights, how Kennedy Heights is set up is each age group is a different team.
Yeah, it's an NFL team.
So we've all played
Steelers, Saints,
Vikings,
Raiders, and the Vikings.
So we were teammates on the Saints.
Yeah.
And we was loaded.
That's 9 and 10.
We was
Young
loaded.
Bucks.
9 and 10. Yeah, we were 9 and 10 right there.
It's crazy. Like our whole starting roster at Higgins was the starting roster on the 9 and 10 team for the Saints.
Yep.
And we played Paul. Now this was Paul was like
the playground.
Standard.
They were the playground.
And
hard.
And Kokomo, who was the second best player.
Kokomo was the man too now.
He got his leg broke.
And
then Skyler on the sideline, man, they broke Kokomo leg. Give me the ball, coach. We were like, nah, they hit.
Right.
And Skyler get the ball and he shakes the whole team. And our coach.
And they used to
name
cheat
was-
us, bro. Part, man, they used to cheat the hell out of us,
Bruh.
Man,
You
Oh,
know,
man.
that one puck
Man.
you know,
that the referees just gonna side for.
this would put salt in the wound. Cause Skyler scope. Like our coach was Ricky Harshnut Johnson.
Who's Ricky?
Harsnut.
Ooh.
Motherfucker wore the smallest shorts, and every 2 sentences he was scratching his. He'll be standing. You gotta stretch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was his nickname.
Yeah.
And then he was like Singleton, don't let him get around the edge. Man, they hold me, take him to the ground. I'm on their sideline. Now this whole time, they coach said, "Hey, come over here next year, cause Skyler gonna be gone." I'm like, you know what? You right. Skyler is gonna be gone. Next year, we moved to Marrero, and Skyler played for the Raiders, and he did cause we go to church together every day. The whole family go to church, so he like we marching and we was on the usher board together. Couldn't tell us nothing.
Yeah.
We marching in here like, man, I ain't see you at the park. I'm like, you gonna see me in 2 weeks? He ain't get it. Then he see me with the black and gold for Paul. He was like, you traitor.
Yeah,
You
boy.
traitor.
You go to Paul.
And I'm like, hey, we got a chat.
You go to Paul, man. He cheat all day.
But then it was your senior year. And I honestly think this is what got me to college. You was invited to the LSU camp.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they had the top 100.
Mm-hmm. And Skyler could have went by himself. He was well within his right. He invited me, Craig, and George.
Mm-hmm.
We all went.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, we all got scholarships.
Oh, y'all.
Mm.
All y'all did.
It was his first time. They was like, hey,
Craig went to Tulane.
Alcorn, and then Southern Miss.
Southern Miss, yeah.
And it was his first time
Mm-hmm.
that they say, hey, you doing strictly receiver stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And who he had to go up against was the number 1 player in the nation in my class, which was Darryl Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And Darryl was like that.
Him.
Darryl was
Darryl
like that.
cold.
But for those you like, because we played over there at Walk.
Oh,
Yes.
We were like that. And when I'm
I
watching,
think he led the country in interceptions.
when I was telling you, Skyler
that
is
was cold.
beating him left, right. They brought some kid from Florida over to try to guard Skyler. We stopped doing our drill, man. That's our boy. We sitting there watching. I'm talking about this. Boom. They tell Skyler come to the endo.
I was just an ultimate competitor, bro. I just always wanted to be better than at the top. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I just never saw myself losing at nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like if we competing, you know what I'm saying? If we just doing a vertical jump, I'm trying to jump that 1 inch higher than you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
how I am.
Yeah.
If we competing at something and I'm watching you go before me, I'm trying to do it just that one better than you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. I told my boys at my job, man. I said, y'all want me to give y'all my secret, bro? This at my job I'm at right now. I
Right.
work at a sugar refinery, and I'm an operator out there. So I'm loading trains, with sugar. So when I go in there, I look at the board. When I'm on the board, I look at the board and I watch how many trains was loaded that day. You get what I'm saying? So when I go in there and I get on the board, it's my day on the board. I go look at all the names on the list to see who loaded the most trains that week. And I'm trying to load the most trains for that follow.
Still a competitor. Still a
You know what I'm
competitor
saying?
at
It's
39
just-
years old.
It's just, that's how I am, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just how life is to me. You know what I'm saying? Then another thing somebody told me, is being that we athletes, we're different because we're always used to reacting to shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We react to stuff. We ain't just we don't plan things out. We react to everything. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
Because that's
figure it
the
out
way
on the
we
fly.
Yeah.
and it's always on the fly because that's the way we are. That's the way we were bred to be. You know what I'm saying?
That's where we trained to be.
That's the way we're trained to be. Yeah.
So my question is, with all these different college coaches and university that was pulling at you when you was coming out of high school, what made you believe in Nick Saban's vision for that program? Because this was before Saban was Saban.
Yeah.
This is before
Yeah.
St. Nick. This is before all the national championships.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was around the time when they was coming off of Jerry DiNardo.
Uh-huh.
LSU football wasn't looked at as the
It
upper
wasn't.
echelon in the country.
It
What
wasn't.
made you say, I'm gonna stay home and go to LSU and not take your talents elsewhere.
Mind you, we said Miss Wallace was an Alabama alumni. I was going to Alabama.
Never knew that.
I was going to Alabama, but they were under probation.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They were in trouble.
They had just got under probation.
Yeah, they had just got under probation with Coach Ivy Williams and Coach Ivy Williams was the running back coach.
I can't think who else.
I can't think of the other
The head coach at that time.
Dubose.
Yeah.
Dubose. Dubose was the head coach at that time. And man, they were under, scholastic probation, and they couldn't play in a bowl game, couldn't play for a national championship. And I was like, oh man. But I had took visits to a whole bunch of schools. I had went to West Virginia, Nebraska, Alabama. I was getting ready to go to Tennessee and
Phil Fulmer?
Yeah, and USC.
Yeah, it was you.
With Pete Carroll.
And
Well, I know if I'd have went up there, I probably would have changed my whole mind. Southern California.
That's what,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what Ed was recruiting.
Okay,
Coach Ogeron. Yeah, Coach Ogeron was to USC, was the D-line coach. And, Coach Ogeron and Coach Schroeder played college ball together.
Yep.
Oh, never knew that.
Offensive coordinator in high school.
Remember when we were
They
talking
were
about
roommates.
At Nichols.
Yeah.
That's why I would tell you, man.
At Northeast.
I'm sorry, yeah,
Northeast.
Yeah.
I got a long history with Coach, because man, Coach O used to Schroeder used to bring Coach O, but we didn't know he was
Coach O.
Just coach,
Yeah.
like that. He was like, man, I got my teammate. Like every big game we'll play, he'll either come and talk or he'll be on the phone. So we didn't know who he was, and just like fast forward, like dang.
Coach O.
This whole time.
Yeah.
This whole time.
That was his roommate, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So in all these coaches, bro, because Rich Rodriguez was at West Virginia.
That's around the time when they got Darius Renard up there.
Yeah.
Cornville.
They had Abarn Coburn was the running back up there. Who else recruited me that was big time names, coaches? A whole bunch of them, man. Coach I forget who was at Auburn at the time, but Auburn won. Tuberville, yeah. Coach Tuberville was there.
Cause that's where I was gonna go. If I wouldn't have to do the prop 40 rule.
Auburn. But the thing that made me believe in Coach Saban, man, was my cousins. You know what I'm saying? When they was under Coach Donato, really. And then they played that 1 year under Coach Saban. And by them playing that 1 year under Coach Saban, they was like, man, it's gonna be a different football program here. You know what I'm saying? Like once they realized when they won the Peach Bowl that year, and they was like, man, this is gonna be a whole nother type of program that's about to start over here. And I used to already go up there like weekends to spend weekends with them. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about your cousin Jarvis Green?
Jarvis and Howard. Yeah, I used to spend weekends up there. You know what I'm saying? I used to go up there in the summer. I'll spend like maybe 2 weekends in a row up there, just to see what it was like. You know what I'm saying? Walk around campus, all kind of stuff, and then that made me really want to go to LSU. You know what I'm saying? By me hanging around out there, just getting to be out there, you know what I'm saying? That really made me want to go to LSU. And when I finally made it out there, it was like, because I went out there the summer of 2002 after graduation. I went out there and started the workout program, summer school. And I think by me doing that, it really jump started me in my opportunity to play. You know what I'm saying? Because Coach Saban saw that I was serious when I came out there into the workout program,
So, talk about that national championship run, man. That was crazy. Right there in the Superdome. I'll never forget it. Justin Vincent, first play of the game. 80 yards. Hit his head on the goalpost. Crowd going crazy. Just talk about that year and how special it was and how that was the start of the LSU Tiger football you see to the day.
Man.
Because that's what jump started it.
I even go back a little further, that Georgia game. The Georgia catch.
Then you have a diving catch?
Yeah. The game-winning catch.
Yep.
That game right there is the game that really propelled LSU football into what it is today. You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? Because us beating Georgia that day, it just let everybody know that we were going to the national championship. Because even though with that one loss to Florida that year, we still dominated everybody that we played. And we had the number one defense in the country. You know what I'm saying? We had ballers. And
LaRon Landry started as a true freshman.
yeah, and that's how I knew we were gonna win a national championship when Coach Saban everybody called him the Wizard. You know what I'm saying? He was a guy that he had down in East Lansing, Michigan, that he got to talk to. He's a psychiatrist. And he used to have him talk to certain players. You know what I'm saying? Certain players he talked to. So one day I went in and talked to the man. And I'm like, I'm getting to talk to the Wizard, you know? The Wizard basically, he finds out everything about you by asking you certain questions and getting to know you, and he'll talk to you. And then he'll go back to a meeting with Coach Saban, and this is how you have to handle this kid. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going to make this kid perform the best for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made me so good at LSU, because when I used to talk to this man used to have me up in there like,
all is.
Yeah, I used to be like, man, for real?
Right.
You know? And then I'll go up in there, and then next thing you know, when I'm talking to him, he's like, man, you done it again? You did it again? You know, I'm like, man, whatever you're telling me, keep telling me. You know what I'm saying?
Turn me up.
Yeah. You know, so, but I'm sure a lot of guys could attest to what I'm saying, that got a chance to talk to the Wizard. You know what I'm saying? He know how to get into your brain
and this was mental health before mental health.
Yeah, and make you a whole animal out here on that football field. You know what I'm saying? And when he's talking to you, so it's just different little things when I got to LSU that made me, you know, even much better football player. You know what I'm saying?
And so did y'all believe going into that season that y'all was gonna win the national championship? Did you see it, or it took maybe the week 6, week 7?
When we went, I think we went 4-0, 5-0.
Yeah, 5.
I think we went 5-0, and then that was week 6. Yeah, we lost to Florida. When we lost to Florida, you could see everybody in the locker room was like, man, we shouldn't even lost that game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody was pissed, you know. But we should have never lost that game. And I actually scored the only touchdown in that game. A punt return, 81-yard punt return, which tied Eddie Kennison longest punt return in LSU history record. So both of us hold the longest punt returns in LSU history. But that game, it was a tough game. It was our loudest game in LSU Stadium, because I remember having to put tape over my ear holes, my helmet, bro.
You were rocking.
Because my helmet was shaking on my head. It was so loud up there, you know? Yeah. And just so I could concentrate more, I had to put the tape over my ear holes. But Chris Leak had a hell of a game that game. You know, we couldn't stop Chris Leak and C4, Cedric Faison, the running back at that time. And because those boys was running all over us, even though we had the number one defense in the country, them boys was balling that day. And then we didn't lose another one after that.
Right.
Because at that point, we all understood what losing felt like.
Blessing in the skies.
Yeah. We all understood that we don't like this feeling. And we all had winning in mind before the season even started. You know what I'm saying? Because when we're in training camp, Coach Saban have all these different types of people to come talk to us. Had a guy come talk to us. He was I don't know but he's a motivational speaker. And man, dude walked in, he got a ring from every team that he went and talked to. Championship ring. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this dude got he got more Super Bowl rings, he got more Major League World Series rings. he got them all. I'm like, God damn, dude. You know?
Got your attention.
Yeah. So and he up here talking to us, you know, he explained to us, you know, that all I can remember is when he was talking to us, he said he had the whole team in his room. And he asked all of us, he said, what's your picture? You know what I'm saying? This was before the season even started. What's your picture? And everybody in the locker room, he went down, I mean, not the locker room, but everybody in the room, he went down the line, asked, what you see? Everybody had national championship in mind. You see what I'm saying? Everybody had national championship in mind. And then, because he made us close our eyes, and he said, paint the picture. So everybody is basically painting this picture of going to the national championship. So, and at the end of the year, we went to the national championship. So I'm saying to myself, like, what is it with this dude into talking to these championship football teams? You know what I'm saying? And when he came talk to us, man, I'm like, we went to the championship for real at the end of the year. Because, and at the beginning of the year, this man just told us, like, what's your picture? Like, paint y'all picture. You know, like, what's your, and the number he gave us was, what he called it, what's your 68? I don't know what the 68 had to do. I don't remember what the 68 had to do, but what the, was painting your picture, but he was like, what's your picture and what's your 68? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we did go to the championship. You know what I'm saying? So whatever he told us then, it motivated this football team to win the national championship, man. You know?
Was it hard playing for Coach Saban?
No, it wasn't.
A lot of people say that he's difficult to play for. But he get the most out of you.
That's the thing. He gets the most out of guys because he's not a player's coach. You know what I'm saying? He's not a player's coach. I mean, the older he got in the game, the less he became on guys and the more easier he was on guys. I could tell from being one of his former players, you know what I'm saying? But as a coach, he always was the same, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna allow you to make a mistake. He coaches perfection. He want everything to be perfect as it can be. And it's why those guys he's won a lot of national championships because that's all he teaches, that's all he coaches, you know, and all his coaches are on the same page. So, and when he won that first national championship in 2003 with us at LSU, that started something for him. You know what I'm saying? And the type of football teams that he can build, you know? So it wasn't just that Coach Saban became Coach Saban. You know, it was that 2003 program that he kind of built off of and at the end of the day made Coach Saban the person he became with the thousands of national championships he had right now.
And that was a hell of a staff he had on that.
That was
Will Muschamp,
Carl Dunbar,
Coach Dunbar, Coach Pelini, Jimbo Fisher.
Yep, Jimbo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, who's on that staff?
Yeah, man.
Who was the DB coach? Michigan State, Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, he had Mike D'Antoni at first, but then we had Coach Cheese, Coach Charlie Harborough.
Yeah.
Charlie Harborough, I think that's his last name, Harborough. Coach Cheese, we called him Coach Cheese. That was our DB coach that year. And we had Coach Haywood, was our running backs coach. This was my freshman year. Coach Haywood, Coach Stan Hickson was my wide receiver coach. And then after those guys left, I had a couple of coaches. We had Coach Pivotal, who was also the head coach at Louisiana Tech a while back, that came through there. I've had
loaded, man.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of coaches come through there, man.
Yeah, kept a good staff.
Yeah, kept a good staff.
Talk about preparing for the draft.
That was tough.
Preparing for the draft. especially you didn't have the senior year that you wanted, but you still led the nation in punt return yards. And that was what the scouts was like. We need that, and all especially having the success of Uncle Nate, who got a Super Bowl ring with the 49ers, watching Howard and Jarvis get drafted and doing their thing, and then now it's Skyler turn. Like having all that weight from LSU, Kennedy Heights, Railroad, the whole Westbank, like, hey, he's the next one that's about to get drafted. He gotta do it.
And trust me, I thought about all that. You know what I'm saying? I thought about everything, as far as coming from the West Bank, coming from the little small town of Donaldsonville. I'm at this big stage now, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of weight, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of people looking at you like, man, you about to do something real big, and the hardest part is really staying focused because your mind is all over the place. You're meeting these different coaches that's interviewing you. You're stressing because you want to run a good 40 time. You want to hit 225 900 times. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot going through your mind. But I think if I had to do it all over again, it'll probably be different because I think I stressed myself so much to where I ran a trash 40 time.
You ran a 4.52, huh?
That's what it said. But my agent told me I ran a 4.46, and I ran a 4.42. The two times I ran it. Yeah.
So they put out a bad time on you.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Never knew that.
So, and me and my coworkers argue about that all the time. I say, man, half of that stuff people put on the internet, they just assuming. You know what I'm saying? So, but I remember running a 4.4 at the combine, and at the time I was a little heavy, still dealing with the ankle that I dealt with my junior year. Played my whole junior year hurt. Had the surgery going into my senior year. Finally got it back going into my senior year. Played in that Capital One Bowl game. That's when I really felt good. That was my junior year. Played in that Capital One Bowl game. Excuse me. If we'd have won that game, I probably would have got MVP in that game. Because I had two touchdown catches. I had over 100-something yards in kick return yards. I didn't bust one, but I took 3 of them across the 50-yard line. I had I want to say maybe 5 catches for almost 100-something yards, or maybe 100, if not 100, probably 80 to 90-something yards receiving that game. I had a good game, and Jamarcus was our quarterback at that time, Jamarcus Russell. And but just playing, bro, just playing hard, dog. Just out there working. Whenever the opportunity came, I tried to make the best of it. Just be the best player I could be when I was out there.
Now, talk about the different stops and how much that weighed on you. Because I remember when you went to Cincinnati, and I don't know what it was that made that we both was back in town or something. I'm like, man, Cincinnati, man, up there with our dog Chris Henry. You know what I'm saying? Because we knew Chris
from playing 7-on-7s every summer.
You know what I'm saying? He played at Bell Chase, so we played them. Our head coaches were from Bell Chase.
Yeah.
So we watched him turn into
Grow
the
up,
monster that he was. And so
R.I.P. Chris.
I'm like, man, you up there with Chris, man, you about to do something. He's like, man, it's going so fast, bro. Cuz just going so fast, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, man, I didn't understand what you was going through. And I wish I would have been better equipped to, help you navigate that.
It was going so fast. What I meant by going so fast is just that we didn't know going into the NFL that, all right, they got practice squad. So when you get on the practice squad, you know what I'm saying, you only get 3 years of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Me going in, I ain't have a clue about none of that. So when I got to Cincinnati and Chris Henry was suspended for them 8 games, I got an opportunity to play.
Mm-hmm.
So me playing in those first 8 games of the season, it was fun, you know what I'm saying? And then you get cut, and you're like, man, why I got cut? But Chris Henry coming back. You know what
Numbers
I'm saying?
game.
It's a numbers game. Chris Henry coming back. So, hey man, we gotta cut you. We're gonna bring you back to the practice squad. Then you start realizing what it really is. You know what I'm saying? So when Chris came back, and then it's like, now I'm back on the practice squad. Now you trying to figure out when am I gonna get another opportunity to play again? Like, I'm going out here, I'm busting my ass every day at practice. Like, when am I gonna get another opportunity? You know what I'm saying? It's just that a lot of stuff like that happens, you know. And you know, some of those teams will put you on the practice squad and they'll lose you. Basically, to lose you so nobody else could get you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole bunch of things like that, man, that go on.
The politics.
Yeah, politics. You just never know, man. You know, it's just, I wish I had a lot more opportunity in the league at some receiver, kick return. I probably would have had a little longer career.
I thought that when you got drafted by Dallas, I thought that was a good situation you was going into.
I thought so too.
Bill Parcells, known for developing players.
Yeah.
Known for finding those diamond in the roughs in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember, like, they kept switching your position.
Yes.
Running back, receiver, running back, receiver, and it's like you could never get comfortable at one position.
And that was
felt like that was a big part in why you wasn't successful in Dallas.
That was the thing in Dallas. And I when I tell a story right now, I tell people, I say, I just think Bill Parcells really didn't know what he wanted to do with me. You know what I'm saying? 1 week you want me to be a running back, 1 week you want me to play wide receiver. You know, it was just, and then you gotta make sure your weight is where they want it to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're dealing with a whole bunch of different scenarios, man. Well, all right, kid, this week I want you to play running back, but I also need you to be at about 203 pounds. And then the next week, hey man, I want you to play wide receiver this week, and I need you to get down to about 190.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's not easy though.
Yeah,
during the season.
That's during the season, and it's hard, and that's what went on a lot in Dallas with me, and I wish the team that drafted me, I would have had a lot more opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because
were you vocal about how you felt?
No, I never was vocal about it. You know what I'm saying? I just went along with it. You know what I'm saying?
Just trying to be a team player.
Yeah, team player. That's it. And I felt like if I'd have got more vocal, you know, I would have been a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have been a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Like when you got, that's when they just got T.O.
Yeah.
And they had made the move to get Terry Glenn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
I played with both of them, Terry Glenn and T.O. Both of them was there.
I remember my dad, because like I'm just playing. So I still don't understand football like that generation understood football. And I remember when Terry Glenn came in, Dad was like, "That's a bad move for Skyler." I was like, "Man, why?" You know what I'm saying? He say, "Because Terry Glenn does
Play the same
everything
thing I do.
that Skyler does,
and that's who I was behind.
More film.
That's who I was behind.
Like, man, it's Skyler. For us, it's like, man, Skyler has. I've never known Skyler to not rise to the occasion when given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Like in our whole life.
That's what kind of brought me down in the league, man. I just kind of lost all my everything in the league once that started happening. You know what I'm saying? Where like I'm not getting these opportunities, so I know my window going like this. I know it's closing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to do everything I can to get another shot at it. If whatever kind of opportunity I could get, you know. But it never came through.
What advice would you have for kids these days? And I know the game has changed in a sense since way back then, but you still have those kind of talks with kids that's in the league right now. You know, I remember talking to Stanley Morgan. He just signed with the Saints. He was with the Bengals for what 4-5 years,
Yeah.
something like that.
Uh-huh.
And he was
That's-
talking
That's my kid's cousin. That's my ex-wife cousin.
small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanley Morgan. So I didn't talk to Stanley.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't talk
And
to
he
Stanley.
talks about, man,
Uh-huh.
just don't get the opportunities.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like what advice would you give a kid that's about to enter the league or that might be in the league 1 or 2 years and they know that they just as good as those first 5 receivers on the roster, but they not getting the opportunities?
Always remember them 3 letters.
Not for long.
That's what it say. Always remember that. You know what I'm saying? It's not for long. NFL, not for long. And they mean that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? That you're a dominant player and they're willing to put their bank in you. You know what I'm saying? They're willing to put that money behind you to back you up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. And that's what these owners look at. I wonder how this kid is going to be in my community when I bring him here. If I give him all of this money, is he just going to piss it off? Is he just going to do this? He's just going to do that. And that's how these owners are looking at these guys nowadays. And if I had to, me giving advice to those guys nowadays, just, be smart about it. Make good decisions, and whenever the opportunity comes, you make the best of that opportunity because it's not going to last long. You see what I'm saying?
Because I think about somebody like Shaheed for
Yeah.
the Saints right now. He remind me of you.
Uh-huh.
Same stature,
Uh-huh.
good at returning,
Mm-hmm.
get him in space, he dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
really good player. Went undrafted, and the Saints giving him all the opportunities.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to end up having a big season. Like,
He will.
what is
He
the
will.
difference between a situation like that
and now.
Yeah, like
Yeah, and see, like I did a lot of thinking, man, over my time when I played and since I've been out, and I look at it, the trending of the league.
I was about to say
You know what I'm saying? When I came out, it wasn't about the little shifty
you're right.
guys
You
like
had to
me.
be
You know what I'm saying?
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, they want possession guys. They want
Mhm.
the big man. So for me, it's like put him on the practice squad. If his time come, it comes. And then because with Dante Hall and those guys,
Mhm.
it went out with Steve Smith and all those guys. It went out with those kind of guys. Then they started going to the bigger guys, like the TOs, and TO was already in the league, but the Calvin Johnson, your boy at the Seattle Seahawks,
DK Metcalf.
Metcalf, them boys are big cats,
Yeah.
and they was shying away from the little shifty, throw me the ball 5 yards, I'm gonna make 4-5 people miss and get a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it wasn't like that no more. So, and now Tyreek Hill
Mm-hmm.
is kind of moving back to all that again. It just goes in a
Jalen
circle.
Waddle. They got
Jalen
too
Waddle.
small.
Yeah, it just goes in a circle. Now you got Xavier Worthy coming in the league now. It's just the timing for me. It wasn't the right timing for me when I was coming out.
If you was coming out in this
era.
generation,
Yeah.
Oh man, I tell my
First round
kids
draft
right
pick.
now. I tell my kids right now. I say fellas, I just want y'all to know, with the NIL the way it is right now, boy, I'll be rich in high school.
Yes.
Yes, he
Yes.
would. Yes, he would.
yes.
Yes, he
No
would.
doubt.
I would have been rich.
Hey, 'cause you're the quintessential storybook of good player, wrong generation.
Wrong time.
Because when you came out, it was still like quarterback was still dropping back.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We like,
Uh-huh.
hey, they were still running the route trees. Like, hey,
Uh-huh.
you got to run the 7.
Spread.
You got to run
You
the
know-
5. Now it's like, hey, give it to him.
Mhm.
Give it to him right now.
Yep.
Let him do what he
Yep.
does.
Yep.
That's football on all platforms now.
Mhm.
It wasn't like that back
Yep.
then.
And that NIL made it different, bro.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? It definitely made it different nowadays. I think college is gonna be different with that NIL. As far as
Transfer portal.
yeah, that's the thing about it. It's more like professional football now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just wording is a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's still professional football on a slick, because I could hit this transfer portal. That's free agency.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? On at the end of the day,
Got an NIL deal. That's my contract.
that's my contract. Yeah, NIL deal. That's my contract. So man, I just tell a lot of guys, if I was playing back, like if I was the player I was back then, right now,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
it was no doubt. Yeah, it was no doubt. It was no doubt.
Man, I want to shift from sports real quick and just have you talk about that village that raised you and made you scholar. Because what I don't think people got to see, because like most of the people that know you from sports and all that stuff. You know, like G alluded to, like it was time picking you. You know, what I'm saying what advocate, whatever. You know, Friday night football. They knew that. So especially back when we were growing up, if you was a star, you had to be arrogant and all that stuff. But you wasn't that at all.
And
You wasn't that at all. Talk about how the village and you know that raised you, that helped you stay humble, and you know made you like the father that you are today.
I can tell you, it first started. Well, I can tell you where it first started, and who started it. At church.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Second shake,
Reverend Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Reverend Joshua. You know what I'm saying? God bless his soul.
Yeah.
And his wife, Miss Helen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's who kept it together, bruh. You know? I can remember coming to church on Sundays, bruh, and our pastor in the middle of church service. We got the best football player on this side of heaven. You heard me? And he used to tell me to stand up. He said, stand up and wave at these people.
It just got they hit like this is where the humility started with him. Like at first he was like, because he had the braid with the little shells and stuff. At first he used to joke up, but then as we started winning, he was like, you know, stand up, Skyler.
Yeah.
You know, show him. And then Skyler would stand up, but then like I said, it was like 7 of us.
He got tears
about
about
it. He was like,
thinking about my pastor, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Like,
My mom used to wake me up, go to church on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? And we used to be in there. Me and Henry was on the usher board together, the youth usher board. You know what I'm saying? And we was in church. You know, so
couldn't miss it.
so everybody in that church, my family, you know what I'm saying, had hands on me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot
Praying family.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of praying, a lot of butt whippings. It was a lot of whole everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That get me to be the person I am today, you know?
Yeah, man. I remember because it was every athlete remember their first time being hurt, and it was the first game of his junior year, and I'm having a game.
This one I didn't play.
No. That was those.
Oh, this was when
senior.
When I got hurt.
Yeah.
And I.
No, I'm talking about I got hurt.
Oh, you got hurt.
Yeah,
all right.
I got hurt. I got hurt, and I broke my arm. Like we had Pan Am Stadium. We played John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
And like it's crazy. My cousin from my mom's side, because we scholar related from my dad's side. Cousin from my mom's side is like got the footage, and like I knew we were family and all that stuff and all that stuff, but like you know you never know how much somebody really cares for you until it's like something happens.
Yeah.
And my arm is broke. I'm talking about it's broken 4 different places underneath and if you ever, I don't think you ever played that Pan Am? Old Pan, worst
terrible.
ever. I'm talking about you playing on sponge. You playing on the sponge.
Dips and dodges like that,
Right.
man.
My arm is broken into the mud. Scott, like all you see is like you see Skyler run, and he just sprints and jumps into the stand because like my dad is short as I don't know what. Okay, short as I don't know what. And you just see him. He trying to get my dad attention.
Yeah.
And my dad just over there, just doing what dads do.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Then he looks and he goes to the mom. Mama, it's Henry. And when I tell you, our whole church, like as they brought me up, first person to meet me before my dad can get first person to meet me was Auntie Gladys. She's right there. It's gonna be okay, baby. We trying to find your dad right now. And I'm like this. So I'm in total shock. And then boom, get rushed
Emergency room.
have emergency surgery and stuff. Come back to school, and they have like a popular football, like who's the most popular player? Everybody know who it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No ifs, ands, buts about it. And I'm just sitting there. I'm getting my little sympathy love, get people like, Sam McCann,
Right,
Sam
right.
McCann. And then like, most popular Kane, Henry Singleton. I'm like, what? And then who brings the award? Scholar, just smiling. And then he give it to me. I'm like, I said, man, he's like, you know, I could have won it that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like had to
Right.
stick it in.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you could win it.
Yeah.
And I don't think people know that much, that part of Scholar. Like
Right.
you hear the records, you see all of the stuff, and like you said earlier, it goes back into the mental health before mental health was a thing. I think had Scholar not had that village that we had growing, and like Kennedy Heights was rough.
Oh yeah.
Going to Higgins was rough because you had 7 rival neighborhoods all in one school, and we're fighting every day.
Every day.
And Scholar's not a part of none of it.
None of that.
Like when he said that that's why he couldn't go out to lunch, because it was like it was protect the brand before protecting the brand was a thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me, let Vincent, let George, let Glenn, let us deal with this stuff. And you live in you talking to somebody like I'm from Kennedy Heights, but I live in the back of Ames now, so I gotta protect my family, but also I gotta live here. You know what I'm saying? And my best friend Benny. His brother is the biggest dope boy in the back of Ames. So it's like I got eyes on me from both sides. And Scholar would always, you ain't gotta be in the streets.
Yeah.
It's easy for you, Ski. You the golden child.
Right.
We gonna make it. You don't have to be there.
For
and
real.
then he'll just go off singing. Like he'll go up
My reggae
every
music,
every single person that he knew that was out there, man, he tried his best to save Benny.
Yeah,
He
bro.
tried his best.
That was my boy right there.
Benny, come to the camp with us, bro. Benny, come, man.
Benny.
Man, look, let's just, man, it got to the point where we knew what Benny was doing. Like Benny couldn't help his situation. He went told his mom.
We used to go eat at Benny's house.
Yeah.
The day before the games.
And then we would
We used to get his auntie to
Queen
cook for us. His next door neighbor was his auntie,
Queen.
his cousin. Them used to cook corn. We had mashed potatoes with a piece of gravy, steak, whatever we wanted, bro. The day before the game, bro. Like, we used to be over there having a good time. Yeah.
And then his like what sent Benny off the this is like where I knew Scholar really cared for people like deeply. No, like blood didn't mean a thing. We playing John Eric. Now his junior year, we hadn't like Higgins had to be Eric in like 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta take Scholar's class from middle school and my freshman class. Like we the ones that turned Higgins around. And the day before
started the winning.
the day before Eric. Now we beat Eric. It was the first year that we beat him. The day before that, Benny brother's dead.
Yep.
Found dead, everything.
Yeah.
And Benny's going, like, I'm talking about Benny come to school with it on him.
Yeah, he had it on his mind.
Come with it on
his
and
mind.
It took Scholar.
He had it on his mind.
I'm talking about, like,
Man, we about to go play these people.
Right.
Oh, man, he got it on his mind.
Anybody from it. I'm talking about, like, we get on a bus, like, I'm talking about he snuck it, like, it was like about to be bad.
Yeah, he had it on his mind.
Scholar just started singing. And then he go sit by Benny. Benny just bust out crying. Cause you know, back then, special starters were one bus, everybody else. So like, none of these boys didn't see what did happen. And we get on that field and it's a battle. And when Scholar scores the winning touchdown, he runs right up to Benny for Marzette.
Yeah.
And
that sounds like a hell of a moment.
That changed, like, cause Benny whole thing, like, soon I ain't gonna cheat my boys, but soon as it's over, I'm going to get them. I'm going, and then like he come like this for Marzette. Marzette wants you to have this.
Yeah.
And then it's like he said that, and it was like the people from Eric, cause like we rivals.
Yeah.
But the thing that splits Eric and Higgins district line is Ames.
Yeah.
So we all know each other, and for them to come up to him like as Scholar giving him the ball, like this senior class. This is the first time that they lost. They got to wear that on their chest, man.
Yep.
Y'all the first class to lose to Higgins, but they coming up to Benny like, sorry, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Dapping him all.
Changed his whole trajectory.
Yep.
Changed his whole trajectory, and people don't see that part of Skyler.
Right.
Because it's not public. Like, if we were playing right now,
Mm-hmm.
it's viral, it's all over the place.
Cell phones, video, and everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they didn't get to see that part of Skyler. That's the thing every time I talk about Skyler, that's the thing I wish people would understand.
Right.
To see, now you see Skyler, you see the big hats, and you know what I'm saying? You see all this,
The big hats.
Hey, man, we got to talk about this hat.
Him and Cam Newton.
I love my hats, bro. I love my hats now.
You know what I'm saying? But they don't see this part of Skyler. They don't see Skyler smiling and joking and just, man, what you need, what you get. You know, hey, you ain't got it. I ain't got it either. But hey, we gonna make it.
Yeah,
you know?
we're gonna make it through, partner.
Y'all talk about a village, how it played a big part into, you know, who you are and what you became, man. But talk about being a father, bro. You know, a black father that, you know, in this day and age, bro, I know so many kids that's growing up without a father in their life, or they're a part-time father, and they just growing up not having that positive male figure in their life, man. Talk about how much that mean to you and how that changed your life too.
Man, I'm say this. 2005, I had my first daughter, my oldest. She 18 right now. I thank God for that. You know, she graduated from Cabrini a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and she's going to Howard University.
Congrats to her.
And I can remember playing my last football game was against Miami in the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Georgia. And I'm holding my daughter. That picture is actually on Google. I'm holding my oldest right now. She's actually a baby in the picture. And she's on the field because I went up and got her out the stands and brought her on the field with us. And that was like one of the special moments in my life where my firstborn, you know, I'm actually doing something I love. I got my baby girl here, you know. But being a dad, I got 4 kids now, including my girl. She has 3, so I treat them all like I'm the dad, you know.
Right.
Even though, you know, I'm not their biological dad, but I handle like I'm their dad, you know.
Right.
At the end of the day, I got 7, you know, in that situation. But just being a dad is fun, bro, you know. Once we get to this age, I'm going to say, once we get to where we at right now, you know what I'm saying? It's fun because now you going, you seeing everything that you done went through as a kid, and now you got to do it for them. But at the end of the day, it's fun because you watching them enjoy themselves. You watching them knowing that you are there with them, watching them, and they feel protected. They feel a sense of comfort. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's the best part about it for me. I love being a dad, man, you know. I try to spend a lot of time with my kids as much as I can. But my 2 boys are playing sports, so they're going like I was going a lot, you know. So I'm gonna be seeing my oldest off to go to Howard, and my baby girl, she's a volleyball player, so she's doing a lot of traveling right now too. So we're all athletes, you know what I'm saying? We're all athletes, and my oldest, she played a little volleyball in high school, but she ended up, she said she's not gonna play in college. She's going into some type of medical field for school. But I enjoy it, man. My girl oldest son just graduated as well, so we got 2 18-year-olds. He said he want to work, so he's not going to college. I'm sure after he figure out this work thing, he's probably gonna change his mind. So he gonna
sign
go
up
somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoy it, bro. It's fun. Ain't nothing like when you got all of them around, you know. And my two boys, though, they always asking me about sports, always asking me about football. One of my sons played football at Rummel High School.
Never knew that.
And my other son, he goes to St. Aug, but he plays baseball.
Okay.
He said he was gonna play football this year. I don't know if he's gonna play, but he want to play running back or linebacker. My son that goes to Rummel, he plays wide receiver, little kick return, little punt return. He said, and he runs track.
Yeah, I was about to ask
Yeah,
you.
so he's the one that's more
Closer skill set.
closer, yeah, to my skill set and what I did growing up. And he's fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is what's been the word. He's fast like I was. But I always tell him, I say, you still gotta get faster. Because at your age, we were running fast.
Yes.
Because
The road running.
in 100, at 15 years old, I ran a 10.27. I long jumped 24 feet 9 inches. And my 200 was a 20.86. You know what I'm saying?
You could have went to the Olympics.
Our 4x1 team, our 4x1 team was the summer track. This is why I say I was gonna get back to track. Our summer program, our summer track was the Road Runners, the club.
They still got that team.
Yeah, they still got it, and it's a lot bigger. It wasn't a lot of us when it was a good big group, but it wasn't real big like it is now. And it was me, Akeem Jala.
Lord.
Listen. Ashton Collins and Aaron Collins, the
about
twins.
twins.
Clark.
Yeah.
Y'all couldn't have lost.
They
They
did.
never
I'm about
lose.
to say.
I'm
I'm about to say.
2 years. I'm gonna tell you how we lost. 2 years we dropped the sticks at
Oh, they don't-
nationals.
they don't
Yeah, we
count.
dropped the stick
Yeah.
2 years in a row.
Ain't nobody just lying up and beat y'all.
I'm still waiting to run.
Who dropped the stick?
Yeah. Ashton, yep. Coming around. It was Ashton running, bro. He had the stick. It slipped out his hand.
Damn.
I'm still waiting like
Y'all
this.
probably would have set a record.
We were different, bro. The reason why I want to say we were different, you know how the normal 4x1s get the stick and they got their hands stretched out behind them like that. We didn't even get it like that. We used to keep running. Our mark used to be so close to where when they get to that mark, you better be shitting it and getting it.
Ooh.
You heard me? You better be rolling. Because when they coming full speed. And your takeoff, you better be exploding out of that bad boy. So when you get out, he's running right up on you. It's like he's on your back, and then he sit it right on your shoulder. On the back of your shoulder. He'll sit the
And you just.
it's like you're running like this, so you're never breaking your form, and you
Right.
just grab while you running.
I never heard nobody.
Man, bro, we was cold
Exchange like
blooded,
that.
bro.
They
We were
was-
cold blooded.
They was elite.
Yeah, that's
we-
it. Yeah.
We were cold blooded,
They
bro.
was- like it
Oh
was,
yeah.
It was like you know how
That was
like,
a 30. We were running 39s. Yeah, we were running 39s. Like these Texas teams doing right now that these high school boys running, we were running 39s in high school, for real.
people used to catch the RTA to the stadium just to watch
Mhm.
them run track. That's how cold they were. Like
Yeah.
everybody like because it was the big rivalry coming up. I remember when he joined the Road Runners, because like Akeem Jala was the name.
Yeah, from St. Aug. You know you went to
Yeah,
St.
so
Aug.
He was
Yup,
the
went
name.
to Miami.
R.I.P. Jala.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Jala, you know.
One of the twins died too. huh?
Yeah, one of the twins.
Ashton,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was it. But all you kept hearing, especially on the West Bank, the
Mhm.
twins, the
Mhm.
twins, the twins. And you talking about like people were dropping big money on them.
Mhm.
And then, people don't realize, but Manny Fresh,
Kobe as well.
yeah,
Jacoby Jones.
Jacoby
Yep,
Jones,
Jacoby.
yeah, he was
so
with
easy
us.
with Jacoby.
Yeah, Jacoby was with us too.
Before he went to Lane,
80s.
Jacoby was
Yeah.
super fast.
Super fast.
that people don't realize that Manny Fresh is from Kennedy Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Manny Fresh was like, we got a kid that can get them. And then one heat in the 100, it was Jala. I think Skyler was in lane 3, and the twins split them. It was like, we get to finally see. And when Skyler won, it was like, It was over with. It was like, it's like right after that, they joined the Roadrunners. It was like must see.
Yes.
we all was together.
Yes.
You got to think,
We all
like,
was together.
Jacoby was the alternate of the 4x1. Jacoby was the guy that returned the kickoff in the Super Bowl.
In the Superdome.
He was an alternate on our 4x1. Yep, he was. Yep. Because we had. I mean, we also had. I don't know if you remember Niall Leganey.
Yeah.
Now is the head coach
track coach
at
at
Dillard.
Yeah, he used to be
Dillard
the
right now.
track coach at Carl. Years one on the state championship at Dillard. Yeah.
He was on there as well.
Yeah, now it's so fast too.
So now was our scratch leg. Now he was the first person. He was the first person to start he was the starter of the 4x1. And sometimes we'll alternate it with, I don't know if you remember the dude named Chris Lawson. Chris Lawson went to Holy Cross.
Mm-hmm.
Chris was a hell of a long jumper, and he was a 100-meter sprinter. He had great get out of the blocks, but he didn't have back end speed.
Yeah, that top. Yeah.
So some days we'll run with Chris at he started, and then some days we'll run with Now. Now had the whole thing.
Mm.
Now when we didn't have Now, we noticed our time was a little slower. But when Now was there, that's when we ran our fastest times.
I only seen Skyler lose one track meet. In one race. All of them ran, and that was to Jonathan Wade from
Yep.
Evangel.
They went to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And that's only because Skyler slipped. Skyler he
Jonathan was fast.
But Johnny had it was you couldn't make a mistake against him, and was Skyler just like that. It was like that was
when I see Jonathan right now to this day. If I ever see him, I see him every now and again. I hadn't seen him in a while though. I tell him, I remember running summer track and we was in Tennessee, and he came up to me. He was like, "Man," he said, "Man, I just can't seem to beat you. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is you're doing, but I just can't beat you, bruh." And I don't know what it was either. But see, that next summer, that's when Jonathan got faster. That next summer,
you motivated him.
And see, I got hurt that following year. So he went to state, and I didn't get an opportunity to run at state my senior year in high school. And he won it with I think it was a 21:05 in a 200. He won it, and then he ran like a 10-2 or a 10-3 in 100. Yeah, and had the state record, the high school state record.
I just thought about something. Talk about how athletes need to that play multiple sports.
Yes.
Need to find to keep their physique for each sport.
Yes.
Because you went into track season in football body form, especially your junior year, and that's when you had the first hamstring
problems. Yeah,
because you carried too much weight.
Yeah,
but so talk about for a kid that's playing multiple sports, how important it is to understand their body for said sport.
And back to my son, the one that's at Rummel, by him being two sports, running track and playing football, he just was telling me he had an ankle injury from football. He was like, "I'm thinking about giving up football because my ankle hurting, and it seemed like it slowed me down for track when track came back." I said, "See, this is what you got to learn. You got to learn how to push through that type of stuff."
Mm-hmm.
One. The next thing you got to learn how to flip the switch from football to track. You see what I'm saying? And when you flip that switch and then you get into the workouts, you can handle it different. You can treat it different. You know what I'm saying? When you just going in there just thinking like you're a natural born athlete, you know what I'm saying? Now you have to map it out. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm telling guys nowadays, and my son, is that when you're in football mode, be in football mode. Go hard for football.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Go hard for football. And do the same exact thing when track come around. You might want to take a week or two off before you really get going.
Mm-hmm.
But really get into track mode. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to switch out of football and go into track. You got to learn how to flip that switch, because that's what I understand. And that's what made me really understand how I was getting faster. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was in football mode, it just seemed like, man, I can't run with all this equipment on. You know, it's like, but not knowing when track season come around, all that equipment actually helped you going into track season. You know what I'm saying? So when track season came around, that just made the track workouts a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to run, but a different type of running.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not subtleness no more. It's more elongated running. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's the difference I would tell guys. You know, just learn how to flip the switch and treat your body. You know what I'm saying? Hot cold tub a lot. You know what I'm saying? Get those legs to snap back into play. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always sore. You know what I'm saying? Get in that hot and cold tub. 3 minutes here, 3 minutes there. Flip-flop it back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, when you feel those ants running off your leg, when you get out that hot tub into that cold tub, and you feel them, well, out the cold tub into the hot tub, you feel those ants running off your leg, you know that good blood starting to flow through the body. So, and that's what you need as an athlete, a elite athlete. You know what I'm saying? Where you're playing these multiple sports, you always want to get in that ice tub a lot. It helped that recovery.
So I want to talk about a lot of kids these days. If they play football, preferably football players, they only want to play football. They shy away from the track part. A lot of kids do that. And I'm starting to notice a lot of kids don't know how to run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about back then, where did you get that work ethic and that desire to learn how to run the right way and incorporate track because you knew that was going to help you on the football field?
I had 2 track coaches. Coach Shep was one track coach, and Coach Jeffrey Washington was my other track coach, my summer track coach, Coach Washington. Those 2 coaches, we ran a lot, but it was all technique. Everything was about technique. You know what I'm saying? When you did your drills, everything was about technique. They preached the technique. Not so much Coach Shep. Coach Shep was getting you stronger, getting you faster. You know what I'm saying? And working on you, exploding your strength. Coach Washington taught the technique. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got fast. Because once I saw Coach Washington was my summer track coach. Coach Shep was my high school track coach.
And so you started really getting the track in high school or before high school?
Before high school, I ran track park, and you know, my first track meet, I was probably like 7 years old, and I still have all my ribbons, all of them. I ran 70 meters. My first track meet. I think I was 7 years old, if I'm mistaken, and I broke the record in the 70-meter dash for 7-year-olds. And I got the ribbon still to this day, you know what I'm saying? And that day, that's when I realized I was a little fast little kid, you know what I'm saying? But I always had a cousin that always used to tell my mama, Gladys, can you stop this boy from all this goddamn running? But at the end of the day, that's how I became who I became, you know. I did a lot of running. I love to run growing up. And that's another thing I could tell these kids nowadays, man. Go outside more, man.
Yeah.
Put that PlayStation down. Put that Xbox down. Put all that stuff down. Go let that sun, get that vitamin D and let that sun beat up on you a little bit. I guarantee you, you'll be a different person. You know what I'm saying? Because coming up as a kid, when you went out that door, your mama used to say you either stay inside or you stay outside.
You ain't gonna be running all my air out this house.
And don't come be running up in here trying to get all this water.
Yeah, use the house pipe.
Yeah, use the faucet outside. You know, so that's how we was raised, bro. You know what I'm saying? Being outside. And that's why I tell my son, I said, I think that's why my numbers is a little different than your numbers. when you try to compare them. You know what I'm saying? Because I was an outside kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I flipped tires. You know what I'm saying? I did stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? My daddy used to drive 18-wheelers. So when my daddy changed tires on 18-wheelers, I was a little kid out there pulling big old 18-wheeler tires off, flipping them bad boys, playing around, joking around, not knowing it's actually working me out. You know what I'm saying?
Under the levees.
I had the trampoline to jump on as a kid.
Yeah, people don't
you know?
understand that's a workout.
That's a workout. They don't understand that. That's how I really got fast.
All that jumping?
Yes, explosiveness. That's all you're working on with a trampoline. You know what I'm saying? Man, if my neighbor, Bubba, Aaron Jefferson, if Bubba listening in right now, and if Bubba hear me talk about this, Bubba probably smiling from ear to ear saying, that boy used to jump over, not literally jump over the house, but when I'm on the trampoline, you could see me from the backyard down the street over the house. I'm high in the air. You know what I'm saying?
And it was a competition. Like,
Yeah.
we used to have competition.
I'm way up there.
Like, Vincent.
Yeah.
So when I lived in Kennedy Heights, me and Vincent was like 5 houses apart. He off a delegate, I'm off a cabinet. So like we really like right there. And we trying to jump with this fool, knowing that like we don't understand that like, hey, he lighter than us, he not as tall as us.
Yeah,
he
bro.
Get more.
I'm getting that.
We trying to get it.
I'm getting all the spring I can get out. I'm getting up there. You know, bro, man, as a kid, bro, I enjoyed my childhood, you know what I'm saying? And that's what these kids gotta understand, man. Be a kid, you know what I'm saying? Stop trying to grow up fast. Stop trying to play these games all the time. And the thing is, if I could say one thing about the generation today, bro, and you know, I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes,
No doubt.
nothing like that, you know. But this generation today is they turn it into, it's either gonna be the graveyard or the jailhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because all the killing, all the robbing, all the stealing, you know what I'm saying? It's too much of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if this generation get a grasp on and understand what life is really about, you know what I'm saying? And appreciate it, you know what I'm saying, for what it really is. And then there'll be a lot more camaraderie in just in a lot of communities, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people would come together a little more, you know what I'm saying? You'll see a lot of change in people's community. That's all. And that's the thing, man. If I could touch anybody, you know, you just gotta touch one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to touch thousands and millions, you
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the thing is, I hate to see all these funerals all the time, these young kids, 16-year-old, not getting a chance to even finish school. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And they think it's like San Andreas.
Right.
And they think it's like Call of Duty, where you could kill somebody and they could respawn and come back. It ain't no coming back. You know what I'm saying? You done took somebody's life and your life gone too, because when they put you behind these bars, you might not ever get out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just something I want them, our young generation, to think about, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of kids could benefit from hearing your story, the success and the failures, right? Because everybody posting their success, but nobody posting their failures. Dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think when kids hear that the success that you had throughout your childhood and in high school and in college, making it to the league, and then you had some failures along the way, that can help them probably not make some mistakes that you might have made. And I think that you should keep paying it forward, bro.
Yeah.
I think you should keep playing it forward,
Most
bro. And I think that that's something that's probably a calling for you that you might not even realize.
And one other thing I want to shout out on here, bro. I want to shout out Justin Jefferson, bro. You know what I'm saying? For his contract that he got, being a Louisiana guy, you know. Proud of him, you know what I'm saying? Very happy for him, being that he's one of our guys that, you know, that I watch him grow up. I watch him become the person he is today, that everybody see him as the big superstar, Jetta. You know what I'm saying? Is outstanding, bro. I can't be more happy for him. And I just wish him nothing but success, you know?
I think what you said a couple of minutes ago was just so profound. When and I'm talking about like us, because we all part of the same generation. When we grew up, we was out there in the streets playing
Basketball,
it
throw up tackle,
It didn't matter what it was.
play with acorns, chin straps, anything.
And the crazy thing about it is, you didn't realize, and I like this is more for me and Scott, because I don't know like the little neighborhoods that
Don't say little.
I'm not saying
Don't say little.
like
Don't say
Yeah,
little.
yeah, yeah.
No, yo, you see,
I was telling you,
you call it how you live.
You know what I'm saying? But then little.
Now you gonna call home in a tri parallel.
You know what I'm saying?
tell him to do that to you. Oh man, don't do that to you.
He claimed it Downsville. He ready for Liverpool now. We ain't gonna talk.
Yeah, there you go. Liverpool is it really is Liverpool.
But we didn't know that this kid was from Algiers. This kid is from Marrero. This kid is from East Bank. This kid is from the Third World. It didn't matter. It was we playing boom, boom, boom. Hey, you got me.
Yeah.
Hey, what you who your people is? Well, we playing basketball tomorrow. You might have got me a draw up tackle today, but tomorrow we playing basketball.
Yeah.
And it's like and it wasn't no like, man, I gotta kill you because you got me.
Right.
We learned how to win. We learned how to take L's. If I knew, one of the best joys of my life as an athlete was I caught Skyler running a sweep full speed. I could it was unheard of, but I finally
I can still see him jumping up like
Yeah.
But but then also on the flip side, that's where he developed his stiff arm. Like he had to, because like he got it and he was just rolling. Like every time he's always laugh at the D like I'm like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker one day.
Yeah.
And I knew he was gonna pull it because our defense coordinator was the younger brother of the head coach.
Coach Steve.
So Coach Steve, he the head coach at Bell Chase
right now.
Okay.
So he called Tiger 2. And I knew, I'm like, yeah, here we go. Craig about to pinch, so he gotta pull it. He pull it and he go around the corner. He ready to, and I'm hauling. And by the time he turned up, he like, it's too late for him to get to top speed. Henry, don't you hit me? Don't you hit me? and like everybody just like everybody stopped. And like I knew not to tackle him. I pushed him out of bounds, jumped up. Woo! He like, man, coach, everybody, woo!
Look, it's funny he say this. It's funny he say this because it's him and Big George.
Yes.
See, Big George played both ways.
Why
Big George played D-line and O-line. So Big George, his thing was he still tell people stories to this day.
Take me to the other side of the river.
Look, this is what he tell people to this day. He say, y'all know when we practiced in high school, we couldn't hit him. He the only one that couldn't get hit.
Right.
He said, but boy, one day, coach let us hit him. He said, Coach Steve said, tear his ass up. If he keep the ball, hit his ass.
Skyler was, well, I'll tell you, like, he was, when I say he was feeling like we seen like, oh, yeah, he like, this is like, yeah, he getting special. And he knew you couldn't hit him. So like, he would always do something and he will run up to you. And like, this is close to you, RG, like it start drawing down and you like, I can't hit Skyler. And boom. He like, ouch.
Yeah, stiff arm.
And he gonna smile. Then Coach Steve like, I had it up to him.
Yeah, Coach Steve used to get mad with me.
He was like Craig was the first one to hit him. And he like, it was like when Cat Williams got knocked out by the little middle schooler, like Scott looking up at her like,
when Carlos got pissed off, everybody got pissed off.
Oh, it was, but the talent on that team in this area was ridiculous. You talk about playing against Thaddeus Washington.
Yeah, Thaddeus was a beast.
You know what I'm saying?
Colorado, got a little stint at Buffalo.
He coached at Grambling now.
Yeah, he coached at Grambling right now. Yeah,
Grambling linebacker.
Yep, linebacker.
You talk about playing against old Perry Walker when they had Buster,
Yep.
Tavis Barry,
Junior Joseph.
Daryl,
Milton.
and
Milton,
somebody like
Collins,
Rick
yep.
Wallace not even getting on the
Yep.
field. They on the, you talk about playing
Travis Berry.
Yep. Yep.
Dominique Cooper.
Dominic Cooper.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Then you flip over and like this is week
Yep.
after week. Then you got to play a St. Aug.
Yep.
Yo, hold on. First, rewind that. You got to play LaRon Landry and his brother DeWine
At Hornville.
at Hornville. We beat them.
Yep.
You got to play Salmon
Yep.
with Chris Duhon is still playing football.
I didn't know football.
Yeah, but he was
They had a dude named Stephen Whitehead that was real good.
What was the quarterback that played at
Port Sulphur?
no,
No,
not-
Bruce Eugene at Cohen.
No, not at Cohen, not Bruce. At Salmon.
Stephen Whitehead.
Yeah.
No,
that was him.
not him. I'm talking this probably was my
Samson. His last name was Samson.
This was probably my sophomore year in high school.
No, that's not the same dude then.
The baseball guy. He really was like he got
He
drafted
went to
ba-
Tulane.
Yeah.
He ended up going to Tulane.
Oh man. Man, he
And Bubba Terranova was the wide receiver for
Yeah.
him.
man, like
Bubba Terranova.
man, you talk about playing against guys like Kenny Guidrews.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That went to Port Sulphur.
At Port Sulphur, yeah.
Yeah, he went to Tulane too.
Yeah.
I remember Kenny.
Like
Uh-huh.
it was a touchdown for touchdown. Like Port Sulphur had no business being in the game.
1A
against
school.
us.
1-8
And
school.
I'm talking about because of him, we had nobody to
Hey,
cover
bro.
him, and
Hey.
he going
Port
ham.
Sulphur.
They had athletes.
Man, what?
Damn.
When I'm telling you, we walk in the stadium and all I can remember they fans saying, "Not tonight, Green. Number 10 ain't doing shit tonight." I'm like, what?
Man, and, you know
What?
they got the accent.
Yeah.
And that Couillon right there, they about to
Uh-huh.
who they talking to?
Yeah.
Man, they don't know who you is.
Nah,
Yeah.
I do gotta settle this rumor.
Here
Once
we go.
and for all.
I've been waiting all
I gotta settle the
chance for you
once
to
and
ask
for
this.
all,
Let's go.
because this been a big thing
All right.
since
I
my
have to-
freshman
I might have
year.
to turn my hat backwards.
Since my freshman year at Southeastern. All right. So you probably gonna know where I'm going with this when I say this. So two of my closest friends played on the defense at Carr,
Uh-huh.
and they graduated 2003.
All right.
They swear up and down
Uh-huh.
that the reason why you didn't play against Carr
Oh boy, here we
is
go.
because
Here we go.
LSU said
Here we go.
don't play against Carr because they were gonna hurt you.
Tell me what really happened, Skyler.
That I'm just telling you. And
All
like,
right.
this has
I'm about
been,
to tell him right now.
this been going on.
And we
for
just
years.
was talking about the team.
And I just
This
and
been
look,
going on for 20
and
years.
look, and look.
I'm like, Henry, I can't take your word for it because you gonna side with your partner.
I'm
It's
telling
on
him,
camera, so we can't even
I'm
tell
telling him, and he like, nah, man.
eye right now.
Y'all couldn't hit Skyler. I'm telling you, bro. That's what.
So listen, we had just played Port Sulphur.
Mm-hmm.
I got hit in the thigh.
Mm-hmm.
I had a big red mark in my thigh. I had a thigh contusion. And I went to the doctor and everything. I'm like, man, I can't miss this week. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I gotta play. This against Carr. You know? I'm like, man, I'm playing this week. So all week I practiced. I was practicing, but I was hurting. I was hurting. And Coach Myers say, I don't know. We're gonna see when game time come, see how it feels. So I went to the doctor the day of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Still was hurting. The doctor told me I shouldn't play. Boy, Coach Myers, he ain't let me play either. I felt like I was being punished. I felt like I was being punished, bro. Look, because I couldn't play. And I knew we wasn't supposed to lose that game. That was like, if we win this game,
Right.
We win the state.
we going to state.
Right.
We win this game. Yeah, we going to state. We win this game. So, boy, when game time rolled around and Coach Myers told me, you can just take the shoulder pads off. You're not going to play. What? Oh, man. Yeah.
Hey, look, this.
So it wasn't the LSU
Hey,
call.
and look,
It wasn't the LSU call.
They said Nick Saban made a call. Do not let him play.
Hey, look, this
And that's why you didn't play.
this is real time. How it happened. We, everybody, we stretching this stuff.
Stretching.
he pulled Skylar aside. Go see Mendoza. Mendoza is our
Yes.
trainer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Mendoza our trainer. Skylar, is wrapped up.
Trying to wrap it and everything. I'm trying to play, bro. I got an extra thigh pad and everything. I'm like, man, I'm trying to play.
The whole time, like, we kind of seen what was happening because Skylar's over here getting worked on. They then went up to Derek and told Derek, hey, get behind. Hey, stop stretching.
Yeah.
Start getting snaps. But Derek ain't getting snaps all because Skylar practice all week.
All week, bro.
And next thing you know,
oh my God.
We come from, the pre-warm-up stuff, we come up and like he's just
I remember this like yesterday, bro.
Yeah, he's not playing. And so Skylar, like, you just like, what are you? And like, you gotta think, this is the Under Armour stuff. So he just got the Under Armour thing with his braids and stuff. So now he gotta play. So he's sitting on the sideline with our dark blue pants on with 2 extra dye pads and number 10 just sitting on just looking.
Yeah, and let them tell it. They say, man, Skylar wasn't hurt.
Hurting, bro.
Skylar wasn't hurt.
Man, no, I was hurting to the touch though. Like if you hit that thigh, it was over for me.
Like
I just was trying to muster through it. I knew if I'd have got hit in that thigh,
so you really was.
Yeah, I really was. I knew if I'd have played that game, this is gonna sound like some superhero type shit. But I knew I wasn't gonna let nobody hit that thigh though.
Right. You were gonna figure it out.
I was gonna figure it out. Nobody wasn't gonna touch that thigh.
And to show you how bad he was hurt, who did we play the next week? We played East Jeff, the rain game.
That's when I had the 465 yards.
And that's why they say they felt like that was bullshit. Because they like, how the next week he gonna rush for 400-something yards.
And if you look,
but you can see how they probably would think that.
But
especially back then.
If you look at every touchdown that he scored,
you kidding? You don't know no better. You gonna say whatever?
Yeah.
Every touchdown that he scored, he went to the right side. Yeah. Where his like if somebody was coming to hit it, he was gonna get out of bounds.
Yeah.
Every touchdown went down the sideline. It didn't go like he didn't cut or nothing. It was just it's sloppy. I beat you to the edge. What? It was just a magical game, but it was really Skylar get to the sideline, and if you see something coming, get out of bounds. We play for the next play.
But back to all those big time names like Bruce Eugene.
Yeah.
That we was talking about. We played against Bruce when he was at Cohen.
Sylvester McGrew, man.
Yeah.
That St. Aug team.
Yeah, that St. Aug team was ridiculous.
That's the same team that lost to West Monroe.
Yeah. As a player, as a coach, I've never seen a team that like, hey, we shouldn't be on the field with them.
Yeah, we shouldn't have. They beat us 41-15.
And they literally had like 30 in the first half.
Yes.
It was not even, it was like, why are we here? And then they had the band.
I'll never forget
They had the band. They started playing Lifetime with just the tuba. You knew it was bad.
I remember
we sang it.
I remember Perry Davis throwing Josh out the way.
We're like
throwing Josh, my center.
Yeah.
Throwing him out the way. I'm backpedaling, trying to get away from him.
On a run play.
Yeah, I'm trying to get away from him. And as I get around him, he hit me with just this. Boom! Knocked me down. I said, oh my goodness. We're in a hell of a game tonight.
That was the second play of the game. And it was like,
bro.
And then Michael Franklin, like when I tell you Carlos Poole was all world. Like Carlos Poole was like our daddy. Like he couldn't do no wrong.
Yes.
Like that's the man. And when I tell you the floodgates opened up and Michael Franklin
like he couldn't make a play. Yeah, it was
like we know Carlos got this.
Yeah, it was like Carlos couldn't make a play.
65-yard touchdown. Ran over Carlos with 65. It was like, oh, daddy just went down.
Yeah, we was like, at this point, we don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Coach, can we forfeit right now? Because this about to get ugly.
St. Aug team was nice, though.
Yeah, it was good, bro.
Yeah.
It was real
so
good.
you happy now?
Yeah, I can't wait to call my partner when I leave and I get in the car.
You want to call her? You want me to call her?
Anyway, I'm going to say Big Hen was right. He wasn't lying. Skylar really was hurt.
I really was.
All Norman and Brendan gonna say, "You wasn't hurt, man."
I really was.
Like I told you.
That's another thing. That's another thing George tell people. And if Skylar wasn't hurt that game, we'd have beat y'all too.
No doubt. Before we get into Skylar's favorite, man, we always like to do a mental check-in, man. Mental health check-in, man. Tell me, how your mental health is these days, man, and how serious do you take that, especially at the age we at these days?
I take it very serious, man. Got a lot of guys out here, that I know You know, I'm not gonna say no names, but a lot of guys I know that have mental issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Try. I'm still trying to get one of them help. You know what I'm saying? The other one, he's getting a lot of help. And it's starting to change in a good direction for him.
Right.
So, you know, I'm just fortunate and thankful that, you know, I'm still in my right mind. I didn't get beat up and banged up to the point where, you know, I gotta walk with a cane and stuff like that. I know my day coming, but I'm hoping all that's due to old age. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
You got guys my age right now that can't remember things that because they
Mhm.
done been hit so much in the head. But I'm kind of glad with the mental situation that the NFL is putting forward for a lot of former players. They basically got it to where you going if you feel you have a problem, you could go get whatever doctor you need, and it's all paid for, expensive the NFL and everything. But you know, I just think with the mental issue, I feel pretty good. As far as me, yeah, I went to take a couple doctor visits over the years. About 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with depression.
Mm.
But I don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I wake up every morning. I'm excited about waking up. I have a good job that I go to every day. Um, all my limbs are working. My kids are happy. You know, I wake up to my family. You know, enjoying the time that I have with my family. So I don't feel where I am depressed, but maybe it is in there. You know, but I don't acknowledge that. You know, that's a word, and you
Yep.
know when it when you get attached to words, words get attached to you. So
You start
I
speaking
don't,
it over
yeah,
your life.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm not seeing or hearing that. You know, so I feel pretty good about it. You know, we got guys that suicide is a big thing.
Yep.
With a lot of former players. You know, to that, all I can say is, man, I just pray for those guys. Man, uh before they get to that point, they actually get the help that they need.
Yeah.
Because life is precious, you know what I'm saying? And like I said before, these kids are doing all this killing out here like they don't appreciate life. But as you get older, you start understanding why you appreciate life and why you appreciate the people that's around you in your life. And you just learn how to be thankful for all that, you know?
Yep. And I think it's important, man. I tell my son all the time, he 14, about that there's nothing wrong with a man expressing himself, expressing his feelings.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, especially with how we come up, is we gotta play this tough guy role.
Yeah.
And it looks like a sign of weakness.
Yes. Right.
When we say we going through something, or we battling something, or we feeling some type of way about whatever we had going on in our life. It could have been something 5-6 years ago. And so that's something I always like to touch on, man, about people's mental health and being able to express ourselves as men.
Good deal.
No doubt.
Good deal.
I think something so profound that happened on our podcast. We had a young man, and he was still in high school at the time. Now he's at LSU now. His name is Reed Vance. We asked him a similar question, and he said, "Man, I just cry."
Yep.
Yeah.
He said, "I just cry," and like to hear a teenager from he went to Warren Easton, so he from the heart of the city.
Yeah.
To hear him like just out and open, like just for everybody to know, like, man, I just cried out.
Yeah, I
You know what I'm
cried.
saying?
I still cry right now, me.
But
for anything.
like G said, like when we was brought, like, hey, man, they posted your man posted, hey, put your chin strap on, put your head down, and keep trucking.
Yeah.
But as you get older and older and stuff, and then the one thing I thank God for is like with my son being autistic and going to all the different therapies and stuff, and it's like I gotta teach him these emotions now.
Yes.
So it's like I gotta show him, hey, this is daddy being vulnerable. Hey, this is daddy angry. This is daddy sad. This is daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And being able to navigate that, but then also put on a coaching hat to see like, hey, this kid going through this kid's going through that. Hey, look, talk it out. Hey, look, man.
Yes.
You talk it out to me, I'm gonna tell you what's going on with me too. Now, the stuff that you're telling me I can relate to because I'm old. I'm older. I'm not old, but you know what I'm saying? I'm older than you. I done went through the stuff that you're going through right now, I done been through. The stuff that I'm telling you about, you haven't even reached this level yet. But I think the biggest part, and that's for somebody who wants to listen, or to somebody who's going through something, who's like breaking it down to you, or somebody who's telling something, never think that just because it seems small to you, that it's small to them. Something that's like, and I've learned this from my son, something that's so big as him not being able to tie his shoe to the age of 8. I'm like, what you getting frustrated for? It's shoestrings.
Right.
But that's, for me, it's small because like it's something I do.
With no issues.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for him, he couldn't do it.
It was a process.
Now he 10, he like, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm like,
small wins.
It's
repetition.
Small, for us, it's small, but for him, he just won a state championship.
Yeah.
So like, you got to celebrate that and not belittle the person just because it's small to you.
Right. Yep.
No doubt,
I tell my boys, ask me questions because I probably done forgot more than you learn. You know what I'm saying? Ask me because if you refresh my memory, I probably remember and I'm gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? You just ask the question
and share those experiences with them.
Yeah,
that's important. Time to get into Skyler's favorite before we get ready to shut it down. Here we go. Favorite football player of all time, no matter what level.
Ooh, I gotta give you 2, bro. I can't go without giving my 2 favorite players. The first one, Terrell Davis.
I knew it.
And Barry Sanders.
That's 2 good ones.
Oh man, I can't go without giving them 2 boys homage, man.
I knew TD
Get
for sure.
Flowers, man.
TD for sure.
Yeah.
Favorite movie of all time.
Favorite movie all time. I like action movies. I like fighting in movies. I'm gonna say Immortals.
Okay.
Immortals.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
know?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Immortals.
Favorite sports movie of all time.
Any Given Sunday.
What? You lying. You are lying. You picked that over the program, Skyler? You really?
Any one of them. Any one of them, though. Any one of them. That was the first one came in my head.
As much as we had
Any
to watch
Given Sunday, the program, what was the other one? Blue Chips.
But they made us relive. We thought we was Alex Mack.
That's the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the program.
Yeah. Favorite sneaker of all time.
Excuse me. I'm an Air Max person.
Yep. 95, I like the 95 Air Max.
I'm an Air Max. It could be the 95s. It could be the, 97s.
Hey, that's your
ones where it got the reflector all the way around. Yeah, I like them.
I want to say the Hawkins.
I like them right there. Yep. I'm an Air Max. I'm an Air Max kind of I'm an Air Max kind of person.
Hey.
I've only owned 2 pair of Jordans, and this one pair. 2 pair of Jordans in my life.
See,
my life.
Fred is an anomaly from Kennedy Heights. We didn't have that. Let me tell you something. I had Saucony's. You hear me? I had Saucony's and Shaq's. You hear me? Because of these big ass feet. You know what I mean? Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Big ass feet.
Fucking Saucony's, baby.
Favorite place to visit.
Jamaica. I haven't
Never
been
been
there.
to Jamaica.
I haven't been there, but I want to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Montego Bay is nice.
But I've been to London.
Come on.
So yeah, and that was playing with the Saints.
Gotcha.
So that was a good experience.
Okay.
Got an opportunity. That's when we played the Chargers out there in London in 08. Yeah.
The year before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let me, before you ask your question, fastest person you went up against.
The fastest person now is 2 people. It's 2 people.
Because I just want to see if it's the same person that I think, and that's why I'm asking.
One person went to Worley. Down here.
Not Lamont.
No, not Lamont.
Okay,
You remember Shaba?
Shaba went to he went,
Yeah, you remember Shaba?
yeah.
Shaba was fast.
I thought Shaba went to Ford.
Shaba went to Worley. Shaba was fast.
What name was Shaba?
Yeah.
He, Mr. Lover, man.
Shaba was fast, bro. Shaba was fast. Shaba was fast, and I'm about to tell you the other person. He from Texas though. Dude named Brendan Christian.
Okay, I don't know.
He went. I found out about him through summer track, being the #1 fastest person in the country until you get to Disney World and you meet Brendan Christian.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So all year,
that was somebody that was faster than you.
yeah. So all year, I'm like, man, I'm going to win me a national championship in this 100 meter, 200 meter is going to be easy. Nobody going to beat me. And in the championship finals run, I lose to him 3 times. I lost to Brendan 3 times in the 200 and twice in the 100.
I thought it was gonna be Benny Brazil.
See,
thought it was gonna be
Benny Xavier Carter too.
Xavier Carter.
Yeah,
Carter.
but see, I knew you.
Carter was
I knew-
fast.
Xavier faster than me. He was faster than me.
Yeah,
He
I'm
was
saying
already
I
faster.
know Xavier specialized in the 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know when you got the kind of
We all raced.
You were shifting more to the 1, but
We
I
all
thought
raced.
I
Oh,
thought it was
Prince
Benny.
Holiday, huh?
No, he was after me.
That's why I thought it was Benny.
Benny, and Xavier raced one Sunday after a game. So after a game, you know you got to do stretch and stride.
Mm-hmm.
So we out there doing stretch and stride, and it was an easy game too. I think it was. So nobody was really we didn't have no injuries. Everybody was able to run, lift, and do everything. So we out there doing our 10, 100 yards sprints. Well, not necessarily sprints, but kind of jog downs, loosening up. And we'll stretch, getting our lines and stretch. And then after the stretch, everybody was saying they want to see Benny, Xavier, and Skyler line up down there and race. So we in the opposite end zone from our student section in the stadium. And everybody lined up by the student section, and we went to the opposite end to race towards the student section. And man, we took off. Coach Moffitt called it off from the 50-yard line. Runners, take your marks. Set. And he dropped his hands. Boy, when he dropped his hands, I took off. Xavier got a build-up speed. So
Like a horse.
at this point, I'm like, I got the fastest takeoff. Once I get to my top end speed, nobody come and catch me, and I'm gonna win the race. Well, lo and behold, when we get to about the 50, Xavier was coming by me. I said, "Ooh, I'm running too." I'm like, "Boy, Xavier rolling." Next thing you know, Benny done pulled up on side me. I said, "Oh, I'm not losing." That's what I said to myself. I'm not losing. I'm not losing at all. Xavier won the race. Me and Benny crossed same time. 100 yards. I ain't gonna say 100 meters.
Right.
100 yards, football field.
Damn.
Yep.
I thought it was Benny.
And Benny might have beat me if we was on a track. Benny might have would have beat me if we was on the track.
Benny was fast.
Mm-hmm. Because it was like he was getting that speed. He was getting that,
Right.
you know?
Right.
I had done maxed out.
Favorite coach of all time, no matter what level.
My favorite coach would be my track coach, Coach Washington, because I used to be around him a lot, traveling, and then he instilled a lot in me, you know, being around him, being that he pretty much raised us, that whole track team that he had that summer. Because we used to spend weekends and nights, weeks at his house. Coach Myers and Coach Saban. Coach Myers, my head coach from high school, and Coach Saban, my coach in college. Yeah, that's who I would say my favorite coaches. And on the pro level, I would say Coach Marvin Lewis.
Okay.
Coach Marvin Lewis. Yeah.
Okay.
being that that's where I got most of my opportunity in Cincinnati, being that it seems like he was trying to give me a chance to play.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Favorite comedian all time?
I ain't gonna win this one.
It's tough.
I
It's tough. I'ma say I gotta give you two. I'm a fan of Ricky Smiley.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Smiley funny as hell to me. This ain't even my list though. I got a list. And Steve Harvey. I'm just giving you two.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I ain't
never heard that.
I like Steve Harvey, man. Steve Harvey funny as hell to me, man. But Bernie Mac was the man.
That's
See what I'm
his
saying?
guy. That's his guy.
See what I'm saying?
That's his guy.
Bernie Mac was the man, though, you know? So it's just, I could keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Hart, you know?
Yeah.
But that's my list right there. I just
Okay.
gave you the four of them.
Toughest player you ever went against? Like when you got home, you was like, God damn, I ain't never went against somebody that tough. No matter what level.
Man. In the league, I mean, you know, everybody's elite in the league. But when I got to the Cowboys, we in practice, and you know, we practicing against, you know, Roy Williams on defense. Got Roy Williams on defense. Got big Marcus Spears at defensive tackle, defensive end. I got Brady James at linebacker. You got Terrence Newman at cornerback.
And that's when Terrence Newman was
You know, you got Charles. He was number 42. Played cornerback for the Cowboys.
Oh, Sensible.
Yeah.
No, not Sensible. I didn't play with Sensible.
No, that's later.
Huh? Yeah, Anthony Henry. That's who it was. He was there at the time. Terrence Newman, and this was like my first practice. It's like coaches trying to see who's who, you know. And this was every training camp I went to. It seemed like I had to go at somebody top.
Right.
You know? So because coming out of LSU, the thing with me was he's not a good blocker. He doesn't stay on his blocks as long. He don't block well. So we got this drill called deep 1/3 off drill. It's DBs and wide receiver drill. 3 things can happen. The coach give the quarterback a signal. It's the quarterback, the running back, and the receiver lined up outside, wide outside, with a running back behind the quarterback. Coach either give you the signal for a toss, telling you toss to the running back coming that way. He know the play. Give you the fist to run a hitch, or he'll give you the go route, you know? So my turn come, Terrence Newman is up. Coach, quarterback, toss. I said, oh man. I said, I feel like I'm being set up.
Right.
You know? So in that situation, I was right, being set up. So in the drill, the DB's supposed to, because you know what's happening. It's a toss. So the DB in the drill is supposed to take at least 2 to 3 steps back, and like he's really trying to figure out assessing the play,
right,
and then attack.
Right.
Right off the bat, he took 1 step back and saw the toss and tried to shoot through. Man, I already knew what was why they called it like this. I already knew why they called it, because I'm not a good blocker. They really want to see if this kid's gonna be a good blocker. You know what I'm saying? So Terrence shot through. Man, I hit Terrence Newman so hard, broke all his chin strap. I said, man, but that was the toughest person I ever went against, Terrence Newman, because that was my first day in the league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Terrence Newman was the toughest person I went against.
Right. First round draft pick.
And then I went against another first round draft pick at the Bengals. We used to do the Oklahoma drill to open up training camp in Cincinnati. We did the Oklahoma drill. And, you know, that's when as a kid, you used to lay on your back, roll over, get up, and smash into each other. But as a wide receiver, I'm lined up in my stance, you know, and got the DB in his stance right in front of me. So we not on the ground or anything. And the running back get the handoff behind me. So I just got to block him and drive him out the hole, you know. And Leon Hall.
Another first round draft
Another
pick.
first round
Michigan.
draft pick, yeah. And I don't know if he thought he was going to handle me or what, you know, but the news reporter was on side of us and recording it when the drill started. And the news reporter, my helmet and everything came off my head when we collided with each other, boy. And I dumped him in the ground too.
LSU.
The news reporter said, "Hey Green, hey, come check this out." And he rewinded and showed me, and he said, the best part about this video, he said, look at the intensity on your face. I said, ooh, I looked like a murderer, bro.
and that's Leon Hall.
Yeah, I looked like a murderer, bro. I said, man, but that's what football make you do, though.
Right.
You know, you had bad intentions out there.
Sacrifice your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and at the Saints, it would have been Tracy Porter. Tracy Porter. Me and Tracy used to go at it a lot. That's my dog. Me and Tracy. We used to go at it. He'll win some, I'll win some. Me and Tracy used to go back and forth a lot. A lot of battles right there.
No doubt. Man, this was a good podcast, man.
Yo, yeah.
This is a good podcast, man.
Most definitely.
Like I said at the beginning, bro, I just remember watching you growing up, man, and
Appreciate that.
was always a fan. I know we used to always, like, you know, chop it up a little bit at the Nichols camp every summer.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can see you again this year, man. And
hopefully I make it there this summer, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Good to hear and see that you're doing well, man, and doing big things as a father. Hope all is well, man, going forward, bro.
Appreciate that.
No doubt.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Man, I think it's so much needs to be said, heard from this generation about their predecessors. And like we had a young man on last week who signed to LSU, you know, but he's up there now. But he knew some of the greats, but he didn't know all the greats that paved the way. And when I look at, like, when I go visit Higgins now, because Clifford's dead and all that stuff.
Right.
You see Clifford telling like people, hey man, hey, he played here, he was a dog. But he also played with this one, who's a dog. This one's a dog. And they kids looking like, man,
who is that?
Who
who is
like,
that?
Man, you in Marrero.
They don't know their history.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, you know, because of how social media is now, the guys that did special stuff back then when we played don't get talked about. You don't hear Buster Davis no more.
Yeah, you know.
People forget that Jacoby Jones was a quarterback at Aberson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Bruce Eugene. You know what I'm saying? You know, Fave. You know what I'm saying? They know Fave from the shows and all that stuff, but they don't know what type of monster he was.
Yes.
West Jeff.
And Freeway and all that stuff. You know, so to get for people to see Skyler Green, the man, and to hear the story, I think it's big for our community. I think it's big for the people that watched us grow up and like, man, made sure that we stay out of trouble. Like, man, look at those two now. You know what I'm saying? I think it's big for people, like, for when every time Jesus on the show, for people from, you know, home and grave, like, man, that's one of our own. He didn't made it because There's so many of us.
And that's how I felt about Justin Jefferson, bro. You know, he's from right around our area, bro. It's just, I know so many kids looking up to that dude, bro. And just like I was saying in the beginning of the show, the spotlight, you know, that spotlight is on him, bro. You know, and it's a lot of kids look up to him, and he on a big stage, and he on a big platform to show these kids what it is to come from right here in a little small town in Louisiana, Destrehan, you know, St. Rose, you know what I'm saying? To be on a big stage like that. It don't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what color, creed, anything. The opportunity is out there. It's just, when you dream it, you really gotta go catch that dream. When you dream it, you really gotta go chase it.
It's time ticking.
And because when that window closed, it's closed on you. And whatever opportunity presents itself for you to get closer to that dream, you need to grasp and hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? If that could help anybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's about opportunity.
No doubt. No doubt, man.
In the words of our old pastor growing up, Vernon S. Joshua, Skyler Green, one of the best athletes on this side
of heaven. Yeah, you're right.
And that's how we sign it out, man. Make sure you subscribe. Follow the FanView Live page on X, Instagram, TikTok. You name it, man. Don't forget to follow your boy G Sports, man. I'm trying to get to 25K subscribers, man.
Give him the 25K.
Yeah, you're right. Get him to 25K now.
You know it, man.
He already verified. He trying to get us verified.
It's G Sports, man. We signing out.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
It's DatBoyFred, host of FanvVew podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays 3:30 for the FanvVew podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanvVew podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.